E aí, rapaziada, beleza, cara? Vamos continuar aqui, certo? Da onde a gente parou da última vez. Cara, o jogo tá muito legal, irmão. E olha que eu ainda nem saí do tutorial, mas eu tô achando o jogo legal por enquanto, né? Uma coisa que eu percebi, cara, assim, não sei se quando eu upar de nível vai ter, mas não tem aquela parada de você ter especialização em uma arma específica, né? Você pode usar qualquer tipo de arma, pelo menos até agora, né? Não sei mais pra frente. O Inquisitor, que é a classe que eu escolhi, ele tem por si só já uma massa, né? Por mais que nem esteja aqui. Por mais que nem esteja aqui, o Inquisidor ele tem uma massa, né? Que aparece na foto. Aqui embaixo já foi tudo, vamos subir. Peraí, tipo, mapa. Eu já peguei tudo, né? Beleza. Bora. O diário é duas crônicas. Não é aqui. É no M. Diário. Lucian. Eu tenho que remover a minha coroa também, né? Livro antigo. Ah, tem como roubar nesse jogo, né? Interessante. Balde, tomo pequeno, cadê? Tomo pequeno. É aqui. Ler. Tá bom.
Did the murderer take him into this room? Was it already? What a well of knowledge this tome is. Dallas is such a dear lending it to me.
Nossa, peraí. Eu peguei o negócio e o bichinho ali falou alguma coisa que ele disse? Não, mano. Peraí. Foi. Não é esse. Como é que eu vou pegar esse livro antigo aqui, hein? Crânio mandíbula. Eu acho que aqui eu posso pegar, né? Opa! Criar objetos. Cara, acho que não tem como eu criar nada não, né? Ué. Receitas. Clava improvisada. Galho longo. Interessante isso aqui. Aqui deve ser os personagens, né?
My, these smelling salts are strong stuff.
Legal, os personagens ficam falando as coisas. Balde. Caraca. Peraí. Balde e capacete. Nível 1. Vou usar o balde, né? Estranho, muito. Ó, 4 de gold aqui. Pilãozinho 4 de gold. Que isso? Material laboratório. Bom, irmão, vou passar a mão em tudo aqui, entendeu? Pra eu vender em algum NPC. Sei
Empty.
lá. Aqui, ó. Isso aqui. Qual que é o botão? Botão que pra ver os itens coletáveis, cara. Tá.
No lesions, no trauma. It was
Vou salvar.
black magic.
Só pra eu não ter que pegar tudo de novo. Caso eu morra aqui.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper. Yes. Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself.
É porque, pra quem não sabe,
There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash.
basicamente, o nosso personagem, ele é de escravo, prisioneiro, né?
In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
Cara, eu queria matar ela. Ela tem 30 de vida. E ela parece ter uma arma da hora.
Oh dear, I'm afraid you're a long way from home, my lord. A long way from the little bells that make footmen come a-running.
Cabarani.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy.
Forte da felicidade.
A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to sauce. For good. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens. Oh, do go on. I won't hold it against you. Promise.
Óbvio que vai dar merda.
My, aren't we a meek little lamb? Perhaps I needn't have collared you at all. So let's just leave it on, shall we? Because to answer your question, what this collar does is this. It makes you unable to cast Source. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's. Is he? Oh well. Some problems simply sort themselves, don't they?
She frowns and peers at you closely, concern clearly etched upon her face.
Delusions such as these are rare, but not unheard of. I recommend a cup of mulled wine and another night's sleep.
Eu pensei que ele
Just
ia
take it easy.
lá embaixo depois que eu falasse isso. Cara, eu vou matar ele, irmão. Eu quero pegar esse livro aqui. Eu nem sei pra que ele serve. Cara, peraí. Ela vai lá embaixo.
Yes, this is a rare kind of
O
magic.
problema
I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
Sabe qual é que é o problema? É que se eu for bater nela, esses caras aqui vêm, mano. Peguei. Ui! Ah, não! Oh. Fiz merda. Eu tenho que entrar no modo furtivo. Caraca, eu tô... Barril, mano. Eu vou falhar, não vou? Falhei. Como é que lança esse cadáver? Ah, não. Não, pera aí, isso aqui tem que matar o bicho.
No indications of a struggle.
Eu acho que eu solo ela. Eu solo ela. Solo tranquilo. E ainda vou ganhar uma arminha bacana, eu acho. Não, irmão, pera lá. Consigo matar ela. Recuperar a vida. Ai! Morreu. Rapaz, eu pensei que eu ia pegar a arminha dela, mano.
No indications of a struggle.
Vou pegar esse livro antigo agora. Beleza, matei ela. Eu espero que ela não tenha sido, não seja um personagem importante. Vamos ler. O rei da essência insiste que não existam mágicas virgens demais, mesmo aquelas que possam bloquear ou mesmo remover a essência dentro de um indivíduo. Deleito-me com a loucura dele em um convite para manipularmos tudo que antes acreditarmos ser mutável. Fornece tudo.
Yes, this is a rare kind of magic. I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
Não, coleira massa. Interessante. Mas será que isso serve para alguma coisa? Eu não sei.
No known associates. In fact, he seemed quite averse to spending time with the others.
Tá. Cara. Então é o seguinte, irmão. Será que dá pra arrastar ela? Não, não dá.
Good gods! There's been a murder here.
Acabei de matar a menina aqui. Presta isso aí. Mestre Amael, Mestre Cador. Ah, tem vários mestres aqui.
A young magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass. Behind the magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
Easy now. Why don't you move along? Get some fresh air.
Quite averse to spending time with
Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does.
Então, meu irmão, acabei de matar 3 pessoas lá embaixo.
Aren't you enterprising? I'll let Waters tell you no herself. Go ahead. She with the body. Nothing to see here.
The pale young woman doesn't...
no marks, no indications of a struggle. Ugly sight, isn't it?
Essa mina aqui, ela não é humana.
Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwoken followed the source that did this. Finn didn't see it like that. He was desperate for us to help him. 2 things scared the living daylights out of him. His own shadow and his own source.
O Finn não pensava assim. Finn deve ser o cadáver.
We'll find out who did this. Speaking of,
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir.
É, então não fui eu, né?
You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course.
Eu não. Não vou dizer que é um truque, não.
Finn was killed by Source. If a Magister could do that, there wouldn't be a Magister. It looks more like a passenger managed to slip their collar. And the rest, well, you see the evidence in front of you. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform.
Então eu vou ser o bode expiatório.
Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that?
Uma moeda. Eu quero mesmo uma moeda de ouro. Não.
Not in here, it isn't. You let me know if you hear anything. Whoever...
Uma moeda. Tá? Tá bom
So,
pra você, irmão?
anything interesting for me? I'll take that as a no.
Tá bom. Mas...
Did the murderer take him into this room? Or was he already here?
Mano, eu vou tentar fazer uma parada. Nova gravação. Subscrever. O save é bem rápido. Porque eu vou tentar, mano, pegar o... Eu ganhei uma conquista. Ui. Vamos sair. Tem o que mais aqui pra nós? Tem o cadáver.
Yes, this is a rare kind of magic.
I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
Vai, se vira, filho, se vira. Não é nada aqui, né? Só isso. Beleza, vamos falar com...
Nothing to see here.
The pale young woman does...
Tá.
No known associates. In fact, he seemed quite averse to spending time
Comida.
with
Eu não vou usar.
Please, please, please.
Tá.
A no doesn't become a yes over time, you know.
Abelha.
I'm trying to concentrate. They don't care about us. We're
Nada aqui.
one of us will kill our own. They're picking us off one by one. Can we just skip to the part where I...
Eu e minha equipe. Será que eu vou encontrar alguém da minha equipe aqui dentro? Eu não sei.
Insufferable.
Será que... Peraí. Eu não me curo. Que bosta.
Please, please, please. Be good, scallywag.
It was one of them. I know it. Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate. They don't care about us.
You look a little bit elfish. Maybe your daddy was an elf. My daddy's name is Frida. He's waiting for me at home. I'll go home soon.
Ih, rapaz. Sinto lhe dizer, mas acho que não.
You think me mad?
Do you know Lo, sir?
She's a really good singer. I'm better though. Listen. La 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 la.
Lá, lá,
I'll
lá.
tell you if you can keep
I'm here
quiet.
because I'm magic.
Listen.
Are you here because you're weird?
Caraca, essa criança, ela é. Ih, rapaz.
Ah, there you are. Husband.
É o quê? Marido. E ela parece muito com a mulher que eu acabei de matar ali.
Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not at all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this loser woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical.
Vamos mentir pras crianças então. Vamos ver.
How very correct you are, spouse of mine. Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb refuses to be confused with anyone else.
Madame Josefina Goebbels de Feb. Tá bom, filho.
What? What's so funny?
Down by the room up the hall.
No.
You sure
Her
about
pinched
that?
face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Será minha companheira, ela?
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She got eaten by a void woken.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Sorri de boca fechada, como é isso? Sei lá, é.
I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us.
É, não é.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we?
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Lad? Insufferable.
Ah, mano, sobreviver sem entretenimento não vale a pena. Não.
You presume right.
É, não é que eu deduzi, teu nome tá aqui, né, filho?
Nope, trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
Não, mas aí também é muito foda, né? Porque, pô, eu vou chegar na mulher assim que eu nem conheço e falar, pô, foi você que matou o cara? Não, óbvio que vai ser assim.
Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it.
Eu sou mole demais.
You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
É falsa, então.
One of us wouldn't kill our own.
Good luck, Chief.
Picking us off one by one.
Estranho.
Can we just
Ela
skip
pertence
to the part where
a
I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
uma
Take it
gangue.
easy, Chief. You don't want to get noticed for...
Insufferable.
Ele é-
Surely.
Algo me diz
What are you
que
trying to hear anyway?
I'll
ela vai
tell
ser
you
minha
if you can
companheira.
keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Why won't you sing?
Name?
A no doesn't become a yes over time, you know.
The Divine Order wants to know. Well, you aren't here on my list. Scrammy, we're trying to catch a killer here.
I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Mad? No. Insufferable, surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
How dare you
Kid,
classify this
been
slop
down by
as
the room
food?
up the hall?
I've seen more appetizing
Did you
things
see the
coming out of
body?
plague-stricken
They ought to let you taste a bit. Maybe you'd find out who done it.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions.
Até agora esse anão aí é o mais suspeito, porque ele tava falando umas paradas meio estranhas, né?
He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Não abre os olhos.
Listen up, boy. You hear that? The ship, of course.
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
There has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magister's more concern than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about swords.
The fellow cocks his ear, listening.
That isn't anger. It's...
He cocks his ear to the other side, then smiles.
anticipation. She senses something. I'd hold on to my breeches if I were you, mate.
Bom, pra quem não sabe, que não viu o último vídeo que eu postei do jogo aqui, esse aqui é a continuação, né? Na cutscene inicial do jogo, mostrou que tem uma mulher, que não sei se é uma bruxa, se é uma vilã, sei lá, que ela aparentemente estaria aqui nesse navio também, pelo menos é o que eu deduzi. Então deve ter a ver com ela, né?
That's all you hear, though. Listen close. There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news. It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east.
Caraca, esse anão aqui é brabo. O cara sabe pra qual direção o navio tá indo só pelo barulho dele e pra que lado o leme tá virado, irmão.
Burn my beard. That means if we've been traveling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty.
Barba dele
Turnips
magnífica.
and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with it.
Ah, so you've eyes as well as ears, eh? You'll go far, mate. Even
Será que ele
here.
vai ser meu companion? Eu não sei quem que é companion e quem não é nesse jogo aqui.
Don't you get saucy with me.
No indeed, boy. But that ain't my final destination.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
Got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here,
He continues stroking his beard, a beatific smile on his lips, and doesn't acknowledge you anymore.
Eu vou encontrar ele uma outra vez. Então.
If you'll be pardoning me, I'll be much obliged.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mest. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on
Saco
a
de
leash
dormir eu
now.
já tenho, então não preciso.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of the ship with it.
Tá.
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty.
Vermelho.
Turnips and water are all I was given.
Esse aqui é um companion, não é?
I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been
Na
a murder,
criação de
Your Majesty.
personagem, eu lembro que
Maybe
ele tava
that has the
disponível,
Magister's
então
more
ele deve ser
concern
companion.
than your appetite.
Well, well, what have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
Nossa, ela é muito feia, cara. A versão feminina.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
O meu fone, ele é muito ruim, aí ele fica fazendo essas paradas aqui. Aí, ó. Beleza.
Thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mest. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Mano, eu não posso deixar ele saber que eu sou um morto-vivo, né?
I'm inspecting your teeth, in case that wasn't spectacularly obvious.
Caraca, mano, por que isso...
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
Meu Deus, meu fone é
I'll give you that
coisa
knuckle.
lamentável.
Carrying on.
There's some discoloration, as well as a rather disconcerting lack of tongue and gums, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
Cara, será que eu posso falar pra ele? Porque eu acho que ele é um companion, né?
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mest. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
And of course, a cook who can't taste is about as useful as a dog in a chess game. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
It was one of them. I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care
Oh, but to feel the caress of satin on my scarlet skin once more. A most satisfactory answer indeed.
One of us wouldn't kill our own.
Eu acho que ele é um nobre, será que?
Can we just skip to the part where I
Faz.
reassure you and you shut...
On then to my final query.
I'll tell you...
Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after.
Eu vou mentir, irmão. Nem sei como é que faz isso.
The very basics, then. I suppose that's a start. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate, shall we? As per your own testimony, you can tailor and groom, but you have the taste buds of a dung beetle. Still, beggars can't be choosers. So without further ado, I offer you my sincerest congratulations. As of now, you are my slave.
Agora eu vou servir esse cara. Ponto, irmão.
My slave, of course. Oh, but I see. Yes, I suppose it must take some time for the full extent of this honor to sink in.
Esse personagem aqui é engraçado.
Anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duties once we reach Fort Joy. Now shoo!
Beleza. E você?
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tubers, too. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
2 nobres.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
E o que vai
That right?
acontecer?
I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mist.
Barril de
Your
água.
kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a
Não
campfire.
tem água no barril de água.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
Tá bom.
Soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of the ship with him.
Pera aí. O cara aqui também, né?
Sing us a song. I know you can.
Be good, you scallywags.
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up, his big round eyes scanning your body, absorbing every detail. He reaches out and examines your bandages, rubbing them between his fingers.
Fascinating.
Ô, bichinho feio, irmão.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am rather missing the middle. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history?
Ele é um elfo. Então, eu acho que é melhor falar com um elfo.
Oh, please. I have no interest in that. Your books are too full of it already. No. I want to know about the Celestial. I want to know about your gods.
Deuses.
This text tells me that they created all creatures, but nothing of what came before.
Então, Eva.
Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind?
Eu acho que eles são de babaca, é.
Of course you don't have any useful information. Why did I expect anything else? Now please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
No amount of pestering will get the elf to take his eyes off his book or respond to your questions.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on. All about it. One of us.
Here to register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far?
He tugs the collar of his uniform and chuckles.
Sorry you're upset, sir, but we all wear what we wear for a reason. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
William. Peraí.
Wolves around a campfire.
Tem uns caras desse lado aqui que eu não vi, não é? Não, eu vi. Você eu não vi.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like. Rolling dice. Deciding fates. Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Será que dá pra ter... Eu não sei se esse jogo tem romance, né? Tipo Baldur's Gate 3 e tal. Aí Pathfinder. Se tiver, como será que vai ser um romance de um esqueleto? Se é que tem como.
Never say never, though.
She eyes you suspiciously.
Not the future, no, but I can read the past in flesh, just like you. And I'm quite good at it, too.
Eu não tenho carne, né, filho?
I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
Não, minha filha, é osso, né? Eu vou aceitar porque é osso, mas...
She looks at you in surprise when you bare an arm of bone.
My. Guess I'll have to find out the memory from Marrow, won't I?
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat grooming.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers, watching, staring at them, hoping that none would stare back. You were thinking of flesh, or to be rather more precise, the pleasures of the flesh, those that have eluded you for so long.
One of us will kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just get to the part where I reassure you and you shut up? This ship with it.
You think me mad?
Mad?
Eu não sei, né, mano? Não falou como o personagem tava pensando, então eu não sei.
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Of course it is. The truth's right there, skin deep, so to speak.
Vou concordar, né? Sei lá.
But don't you worry, darling. Your secret's safe with me. I don't lick and tell.
The woman keeps rolling her dice.
Tá bom, né? É ela dá uma lambida e fica de boca fechada.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me. You really don't know the first thing about sauce.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this tramp you found.
E você também é suspeito. Caraca, mano.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again.
Suit yourself. Was just going to adjust your collar for you. It pinches, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water.
Esse aqui é um suspeito.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
Zé invocadinho.
No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason. Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough.
Ué. Não vi o que apareceu ali.
Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties. The Joy, I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself.
Mestre da cerimônia pessoa.
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magister's more concern than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy?
Easy now. I might think the same, but Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about over there? You, elf, what's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take your...
I've seen more appetizing
Ifan raises his eyebrows, but...
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty.
suspect you
Turnips
know all
and
about it.
water are all I was given.
Do you?
Unacceptable.
Well, perhaps.
I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner.
Será que se eu usar a chave aqui dá?
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magister's more concern than your appetite.
Porque essa chave deve ser daqui, né? Aparentemente não.
saucy with me. You clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Tá, vamos roubar aqui.
It was one of them. I know it. Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate. They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them. I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on. Get our own. They're picking us up one by one. We just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up. Mad? Insufferable, surely. What are you trying to hear anyway? I'll tell you if quiet. Listen.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard.
This again?
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mist. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
Soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
Vou vender tudo isso daí.
You put a knuckle in it. I'm trying to concentrate. They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them. I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on. One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one. We just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up.
Cara, então.
You think me mad?
Tem essa escada aqui. E tem uma escada aqui.
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough.
Será que as duas levam pro convés? Não falam, né?
A no doesn't become a yes over time, you know.
Enfim, vamos entrar lá.
Keep those bolts trained on her, and if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
You seem on edge, officer. What on earth is the matter?
Murder most foul, and I strongly suspect you know all about it.
Do you? Well, perhaps you're absolutely right.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mist. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
Soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
Nossa, peraí, mano. Pera lá, pera lá.
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen course dinner.
Perdeu.
I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
What?
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
Então, mano. Ela tá morta.
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Mas...
Subdue her men, quickly! If she casts Source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Legal que o cara aqui abaixou a balestra aí, ó.
What's happened?
Cara. Caraca, irmão. Eu não esperava por isso. Isso aqui é um escudo, né? É, mas aí... Não. Vou usar... Vaza.
The damn thing won't come off.
É, eu tô com sobrevivência. Será que o navio está afundando? Ó, vamos falar com o anão aqui, ó.
The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled around him. He is stock still. You can't see if he's living or dead. You hear a faint thud, thud, thud. He's alive, but only just. The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled around him. The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor.
Será que dá pra fazer isso? Dar a poção pra ele e aí ele... Cadê a poção, mano? A poção sumiu. Ué.
The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor.
Oh! What happened? Must have been the turnips. Water? Wine, for goodness sake! Oh!
The lizard's eyes close as he slips into unconsciousness.
Ué.
You shake the lizard by the shoulders, but you're unable to wake him up.
Minha mulher morreu.
Ifan lies motionless, curled on the ground like an animal. Under his shaggy hair, you can see green eyes fluttering as if in a nightmare. His eyes flicker open, but he doesn't register your presence at all.
Lucien. Lucien.
Ifan cries out, then his eyes fall closed again. No matter how much you shake him now, he cannot be roused.
Eu ia tentar dar a poção, mas...
No, not the final dark. Not yet.
It's no use. Your words do not seem to reach her.
The dice roll darkly. They're rolling for me.
The elf lies motionless. The young woman lies in a heap on the floor. She's breathing normally, but her eyes are wide open, like those of a corpse. Dark, greyish-black clouds swirl through them.
No.
Ó, tentei ajudar, mas não dá, mano. Poção sumiu também, né? Por que tinha carne de coelho com a mulher? É, todo mundo morreu. Vou pegar esse aqui. Vou subir aqui, cara.
The hatch is blocked. I need to find another way.
Eu ia tentar ajudar, mas não dá, né? Então... Salvou. Esse bicho vai vir pra cima de mim. Vamos ver o que tem aqui pra mim.
God damn it! Need to get off this wreck and quick!
Sala do capitão.
Damn! That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards! Thank the gods! By divine grace, what was...
Mestre.
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches a hand towards his blade.
Another sorcerer!
The Magister's companion doesn't blink, frozen in place at the sight of you.
Even if I knew how to rip that thing off, I wouldn't. Some crazy banshee comes screaming through, and now we got void bugs swarming up top. Sorcerer mutiny!
He whispers loudly to the other Magister.
Don't just cower there, Rix. Take out your blade.
Rix grabs his sword, which shakes in the rhythm of his trembling hand.
Falhei.
The Magisters look to each other, then back to you, and unsheath their blades with a metallic zing.
Your lies end here. Get him!
Eles estão com pouca vida. Ah, ele tem um escudo, né? A arma dos caras nunca dropa, né? Não dropa a arma deles. Vai.
And you thought Rivellon was flat.
Não sei se isso aqui tem relevância para você colocar a história.
Bishop Alexander. If Lucian were alive, what would he think of his son's divine order? Bishop Alexander. If Lucian were alive, what would he think of his son's divine order?
Vale nada. Com amor. Combinar. Cadê a receita, cara? Poção de armadura física, garrafa de veneno pequena, granada. Eu acho que isso aqui eu não vou usar não. Bom. Legal. O último registro. E não falou qual foi o registro. Esse bicho vai me atacar, não vai? Não. Tá bom. Ele vai fazer. Provavelmente se eu tiver aquela parada de amigo animal, uma coisa assim, eu consigo pegar esse pet, né? Eu acho.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters! Great gods! Something's pounding on the hull!
Será que é o Kraken? Se fosse esse aqui. Túlio. Sou zero X, mas enquanto eu não pegar tudo, eu não vou conseguir prosseguir. Ó, mas a minha clara é melhor, né? Tá tendo uma guerra francesa. Tô escutando os caras batendo.
Pass through the door and are suddenly face to face with an undead. His skull is bizarrely angular, and a glorious jewel sits in the middle of his forehead. The skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia, muttering to himself.
No. What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree? It catches fire, it turns into must when wet, it cannot even resist acid. No wonder they're so bloody ignorant.
The skeleton looks up and notices you for the first time.
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans and looks back to his book, frantically flipping from page to page.
Yes, indeed. It's the look of someone that wants to read the bloody book he's holding.
Nice.
Now, if you're really quite finished, I believe you have lifeboats to flee to. Please, I was no more an elf than you are those rags you're wearing. I had a mask, rather ingeniously designed, which allowed me to take that primitive form.
Ah, ego elf. Alright.
A mask that was stolen by that damned witch after her little scene. Still, she'll drown with the rest of these fools, and I will simply pluck my mask from her cold, dead hands.
Dois.
Indeed, just as sensible as getting off a sinking ship and leaving a fellow to his business. I would say good day, but it seems quite likely that you're about to die a rather terrible death, so...
The skeleton shrugs casually and returns to his book.
Please, my time is short. Although yours, I gather.
Ele não sabe que eu sou morto. Eu acho que ele vai ser um deputado, né?
The marking on the door was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You recognize the symbol immediately for what it is, a warning of death fog within. You press your palm against the door to open it. Your fingers clack against the wood, and you suddenly feel grey. The touch leaves you numb, dull. The moment you touch the door, greyness, it doesn't budge. The door groans open, but an ashen shadow clouds.
Para os vivos. É, eu não sou vivo, então não sou.
Still, this means trouble.
Tá, mas... E aí? Pô, podia ter alguma parada aqui, né? Sei lá. Simplesmente... Espada aqui. Vou tentar falar com ele ali mais uma vez.
Please, my time.
Uma hora e meia já de vídeo, beleza. né?
That means there's still a chance. Será que se eu... Vou gravar aqui.
Shut your trap, kid. Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
Crianças e a luz primeiro.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
You said there were other people down there. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Thank you! There's a ladder right over there. You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear? Had to open your big mouth, didn't
Eu fiz isso porque eu quero salvar esses bonecos aqui que eu acho que eles vão se machucando.
Wait! Voidwoken!
E meu músculo de carne subiu.
These beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch. Meet your maker.
I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary. Let the games begin.
I'll heal the shot.
I've faced worse.
They who are about to triumph salute.
problema.
Let's not tarry. This old tub is about to burst.
Dead but alive. Let's head above decks for some air.
Away! The sea's hungry. We don't have much time.
Será que tem como eu salvar o esqueleto também? Já, irmão. Deixar isso aqui. Vamos voltar.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
É, aqui ó, os Companions. São esses aqui, né? Não sei se tem mais algum além desses, mas eu acho que são esses. Ah, o príncipe. É.
Those Voidwoken made short, bloody work of the ship. Am I the lone survivor? It seems someone, something, wanted me alive.
Mapa, cara. Rapaziada. Uma hora e 40 de vídeo. Tô ficando por aqui. Certo. Tô ficando por aqui. Vou dar um save aqui. E a gente volta, cara. Exatamente da onde a gente parou aqui. É isso, rapaziada. Eu ainda não tenho um horário pré-definido de vídeo, certo? Então eu não faço a mínima ideia quando que eu vou postar. Provavelmente eu vou tentar postar um vídeo por dia. Ou um vídeo de 2 em 2 dias, alguma coisa assim. Tem que ver o tempo. Quando eu tenho, né? Mas é isso, se você gostou, deixa o like, se inscreve, aquela coisa toda, né? E se você acha que é melhor fazer live desse jogo aqui, certo? Fazer live ao invés de gravar, e aí eu substituo o Pathfinder, eu faço vídeo de Pathfinder, eu deixo o Pathfinder pra lá pra eu focar só nesse jogo aqui, né? Porque eu nunca joguei esse. Pathfinder eu já zerei uma vez só. Né? Inclusive tem até um... fantasma aqui, sei lá. Então é isso aí, rapaziada. Espero que parado aqui. Eu ainda tô aprendendo a fazer live, né? Aí o som do jogo acabou de novo. Mas é isso, rapaziada. Valeu!